up for 40 odd something hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour. And oh, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel the sound. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. Got time but money's not something that's free. Seems the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. And oh, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, two cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another, and oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Well, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone.
What is up, Jags fans? We are here on a Thursday night. And I know you may be thinking, Jason, on a Thursday? Like, what are we doing here? You're throwing me off my schedule. But truth is, I wasn't able to break down the film from last week's game, so I felt a little bad. Still did a show Tuesday night. It was on Club Jaguar last night, but I still felt bad. So, I wanted to come in here and do a show. I don't know my availability tomorrow night. I got to work. So there's a chance I might not be on here tomorrow night. So I was like, what better idea than to do one on a Thursday night? And I know there's football going on. I get it. I have it up on my other screen right here, watching the game. Maybe the Dolphins cover 11.5. Maybe we're all happy. But tonight we're actually going to look at the Texans film. And I do have some plays cut up for what the Texans are going to try to do against us, what I think they're going to try to do, and what the Jags will have to do to win the game. So that is all coming up here very soon. This is a fan show. So get into the comments. You know me. I try to get as many comments. Admittedly, on our last show, there was too many comments that I couldn't get to them all. So if that happens, just type it again. And I will try to get to it. no shame around here. It's okay if I don't see it. No one cares if you type it again. We're all friends here. We're all friendly. We may not agree, but we're all friendly. The first one in the chat was Preston Timms, who said a special Thursday night edition. I love it. Yeah, me too. Me too. I love it too. You know what? It's kind of fun. I had a dream that I was on the radio and I was like talking too long, and like the coasts were like, "Hey, we have to go to a break. You're asking dumb questions." That was a legit dream I had the other night. So I was like, you know what? Let me go on here on YouTube where if I get criticized, I don't care. So that's just my fears maybe coming up in my dreams. Preston Timms also goes on to say, so I don't derail film watch or discussion for effing fashion. Is there anyone else that wants to see us in a teal helmet with the Prowlers? Teal is a rare color in sports. Don't go with white again. I don't get too much into it. Yeah, I think the nothing beats the old school Jags colors. If you look behind me, the Fred Taylor jersey, I guess that goes with your teal. Nothing beats that. Nothing beats that. Like I guess the Prowler is similar. Nothing beats that. So go back to that. How about that? Jason, what are your thoughts on us picking up a safety? I did see the safety. It was like Khalif something, got from the practice squad. Don't expect him to be active this week, but interesting that they would play Darnell Savage 20 snaps and then go on to cut him. That was interesting to me, but needless to say, in Liam Cohen, we trust. Jordan DeLugo reposted the stream. We love to see that. Gavin Hussey says, hey, what's up, Gavin? Sea Breacher says, let's go. I love it. Sea Breacher, I haven't talked to Sea Breacher in a while. Like, off air. I'm a little sad about that, Sea Breacher. I'm a little sad. Robert Attert says, hell yig. Love that. Callie Jag says, LFG. Cam Boisvert, channel member, says, during the game? Yeah, I need to pull it back up, actually. For some reason, it stopped playing. Let's check it again. I don't really care who wins this game. I mean, I guess I don't really care at all. Just need the Dolphins to cover 11.5, if you know what I mean. And right now they're down 7. We're looking good. Brian Foster, channel member, says, I caught it live. Let's go, Jags. Brian, I'm glad you're here. Was about to launch CS2. This is better. Duval. Let's go. CS2 is pretty good, though. Although I took a little break from CS2. I've been playing Hell Let Loose. Look into that one. It's pretty good. Jacob O'Brien says, do you like our O-line better than everyone we play in the first 3 weeks? Is our O-line good? Yeah, you got to think the Panthers had injuries to their offensive line. Their best offensive lineman was out, but regardless, I still like them better than the Panthers. I like them better than the Bengals offensive line. Jake Browning's time to throw was like the fastest in the league. You like that. And then we're going to take a look at some clips here of the Texans O-line. Not very good. Like decent. Like a lot of the guys got decent run blocking grades, but their pass blocking grades were terrible. Chandler Berger, channel member, says it's time for the Jags to break a home game losing streak against the Texans. Let's go, baby. I'll be there. Jonathan Burhan says, Gatto Trev says 30-17 Jags dub. DJM says Jason's on. Preston Tim says someone out there has the O-line number 2 in the NFL. Crazy, but dope to see. Jags going to be a close game, but let's whoop them for real. I quite literally want to dog walk the Texans this Sunday. I'm still upset about last Sunday. Me too, DJM. You promised to show after Club Jaguars. Since you're doing this, I forgive you. Thank you, Jonathan. I was tired. I worked a lot this week. And again, I in no way am I complaining about working a lot. I know you all are either in school or you work. And you're in school a lot and you work a lot. Not complaining. Happy to be employed. Happy to pay my bills. I'm just telling you why I didn't do a show. I was tired. And maybe that's not a good excuse. Coyote says destroy. Rain says hello. Okay, I see the clips here. I'm going to get to Little Big Man. I've been seeing Little Big Man in the 1010XL chat. Because I keep 1010XL YouTube on at work when I'm working. And I see Little Big Man. And so tomorrow, Little Big Man, I'm gonna get into it with you. Did Trevor even speak to BTJ on the sideline Sunday? I mean, I don't know. We can only see what we can see from the broadcast, but Trevor doesn't talk to anybody. And he barely probably talks to Marissa. There has to be more than Savage cut. I'm hunting you down Sunday. See, Reacher? We'll see. Now I got to lock at the number 1 seed eventually, Jason. Let's go Dolphins. All right. Is it true we have number 1 rushing? We do. Hell let loose, a man of culture, I see. Haven't played in a year, but I'm just shy of 500 hours. I love that game. Fun working in a tank crew. Tank crew, now that takes a level of patience. And Predator knows what I'm talking about. Jags to the moon. All right, let's get to some clips. Enough of me yapping. All right. I didn't organize these into any sort of like rhyme or reason, just like a heads up. I just have like these clips loaded up. So we're going to see what we can do. They're not going to be in it. I usually like to be like, oh, here's the offense. Here's the defense. But I'm just going to kind of go clip by clip. I do have like, I guess what I can start with is they are like really good on special teams. And I know like whatever, who cares about special teams, but they're actually pretty good at special teams here. So like, this was, I think, this wasn't the first kick return of the game. This was like the second kick return of the game. But, I mean, we'll just play these through pretty quick. The Jags are going to have to be disciplined in their kick coverage. I mean, you can see, like, you'll see he catches it on the right side. So, like, we call this the R1, R2, R3, R4, R5. They think they make the tackle. And they're going to go to the kick off team's left. That's a good kick return right there. Here's another one here. This is them covering the kick. Pretty good here. You're going to see 19 just get destroyed. Ooh. Ooh. Like, a common theme you're going to see here is that, like, if we're afraid of Brian Thomas Jr. getting, like, hit hard in other games, the Texans are headhunters. Like, that's how DeMeco Ryans, like, trains them up. Like, that's how DeMeco Ryans coaches them up. Like, we saw it with the Al-Shaair hit last year on Trevor Lawrence. Like, this is how they're coached up. Like, you're going to see a couple more examples of these hard head hunting hits. And then here's another one here. This was the first kick return of the game. Looks the same as the other one I showed, but it's different. So, like, if we're not careful, we're going to give the Texans really good starting field position. And for an offense that's kind of reeling, we're going to need to not give them good field position to start with. Like, that's just common sense football. And you all know that. BTJ clips. I'm not. So I actually clipped this. I clipped this. And I was going to show it because, and listen, I can admit when I'm wrong. Like, I did clip this because I went on Club Jaguar last night and I talked about how Brian Thomas Jr. got rocked in the Steelers game. And I wanted to go back and look at it and like show proof that like he got rocked. The hit wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but I think it's still enough to where it would make him scared. Like, you can see, this is the play right here. Like, it's still enough to make him worried about Trevor throwing him into, like, I mean, it wasn't helmet to helmet contact, but like, that hurts, you know? And so when that happens, like, I would lose faith in my quarterback too. Like, you threw him right into the safety. Like, I hate to tell you all, I know y'all hate saying these words, but this is a hospital ball. This is a hospital ball. It's exactly what that is. So you can argue me all you want. Like, it's fine. Like, it's all good. You can argue me all you want. That's a hospital ball. Let's get into the overrated AF Texans. Well, they're 0-2. So I think people are starting to kind of come off of that a little bit, especially with their porous offensive line. I like our team, but I think CJ bounces back this week. 27-21 Texans. I do like our team, though. We are much more competitive. If you would have asked me pre-show what Timmy Devil was going to come in here and say, I probably could have guessed that. And I'm actually not that mad at it. Like, I see where Timmy Devil's coming from, especially when you look at the history of the Texans playing the Jags on the road. And when you look at how CJ is a good quarterback and he didn't have a terrible week last week, but just like couldn't get much going offensively. I could see where the bounce back game could be inevitable in some people's eyes. However, I do disagree with Timmy here. And I do think that the Jags will actually win this game. I really do. Houston is just missing an offense. The rest of the team is very good. I do have some defensive clips coming up for sure. So their defense is good. Their secondary is good, although Petrie is a little limited in action. They're getting some players back on offense. I mean, I feel like they saved some of these injured players for the Jaguars. Christian Kirk is now practicing. Braxton Berrios is now practicing. Jake Andrews, the center, is now practicing. Kamari Lassiter, defensive back, is now practicing. 4 guys they kind of counted on that haven't played a lot or haven't played at all this year. So they kind of feel like they saved those 4 guys like for the Jags game. Additionally, one of the biggest weaknesses we do think is their defense is good, but they do lead the league in missed tackles. They had 24 missed tackles in 2 weeks. That's a lot of missed tackles. So hopefully they continue missing tackles against the Jaguars. Ryan has no clue how to fix an offense, and we match up well with their D. If BTJ comes to play, Lassiter and Stingley struggle with BTJs, but he's got to come to play. Get right. Run D isn't great either. 100%. Yeah, Trevor should have seen that safety. Did that in a preseason game too. Trevor needs to stop overthrowing. Trevor stares down his receivers and is horrible against the zone. I want to see Strange light up 0. Now, I was kind of thought about that. Like, what's it going to look like with Al Shire with the Jaguars' response this week? I was kind of thinking about that. And I've been back and forth. I've been like, listen, if I'm a Jaguar that was on the team last week, what am I doing? And then I came to the conclusion that when it happened last year, none of the team responded the way I would have liked to. BTJ responded. I think, was it Brandon Sheriff responded? There was one other guy. Was it Strange? Brenton Strange. It's like those 3 guys responded, but like none of the team like went after him. So if none of the team did it in the moment, I have a hard time thinking that same team with players that were there are going to be like, oh, I've been waiting for this game for a year. Like, you didn't do anything when it happened. So I'm not expecting a big like brawl or anything like that. If it happens, I love it. Evan Ingram. Thank you, Jacob. Evan Ingram. Those guys aren't here anymore. Besides, like, I think Jarian Jones came on and BTJ came on. Yeah. What comment am I on? I'm backed up. I got us losing 2, says Jonathan. We have to run the ball and throw it to Strange and Washington, and we win the game. I like that. Timmy tells his truth. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Who leads the league in drop passes? Jami Brown by himself. Jami Brown's been good besides the drop passes, which is weird to say for a wide receiver, but he's been good. He's been better than BTJ. I don't grow ass hairs, Sea Reacher, so the question doesn't apply to me, all right? I don't know. I agree. Don't go away from the run. Run more. Jags defense with a league-leading 6 takeaways. Keep it up, and the season is exciting. Are receiver hospital balls worse when you get hit on your feet or when you're a little in the air? I feel like it wouldn't be so bad in the air sequence since it's like you have a better chance to absorb it. I think if you're on your feet, it's a little better. In the air, you don't have any like lower body leverage, I feel like. I've been hit hard a lot of times in football. I feel like when I'm in the air and get hit, then you have a chance of like landing on your upper body, whether it be your head or your shoulder or your arm or something like that. And that typically doesn't end well. So would have been a little different if the safety wasn't coming down to take away space for a soft slide. Trevor kind of reminds me of Peyton Manning with the hospital balls. All right, let me get to a couple of clips here. Okay, here's one thing that's exciting. Again, I'm just going in order of my clips. There's no rhyme or reason to these at all. The Bucs had a lot of success in the screen game, which I like because the Jags run a lot of screen games. So I like that the Bucs had success here. You're going to take this little tunnel screen here. He's going to throw out to the Baker's right. So I do like that. Like they did beat the Texans a good amount with the screen game. But even again, look at this hit here at the end. I mean, this is a hard hit. Like, this is just the type of players that DeMeco Ryans want, are these guys that can hit hard. which makes sense because D'Amico Ryans was a linebacker. But the screen game works. Speaking of guys that hit hard, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I mean, again, like we talked about how BTJ is going to have to absorb these hits. I mean, it's going to be probably the worst against the Texans. I mean, is BTJ going to take this hit? I don't know. Here's Mike Evans, scared to get hit, pulling up on a catch, just like BTJ did. Watch this. I mean, it's the exact same thing that we blamed BTJ for. Mike Evans can do the same thing. He still gets hit. But he's like, listen, I'm not going for that ball. I mean, I don't know if he would have been able to get it anyways. It was definitely out of reach, and Mike Evans probably could have like gone out and gotten it one-handed if he didn't think he's about to get blown up. So, I mean, it happens to the best of us. Like, Mike Evans is the best of us. So, that's, let me see if there's another one here. That's pretty much it for the big hits. But again, I mean, just for an example, I mean, it happens. Absorb it. Jarian Jones helped Evan. Yep. Should we change the name of the whole sport of football to hospital ball? Would help with the soccer confusion. There's hospital balls in soccer too. Is that what you're talking about, BT? I played a lot of soccer too. And like, you don't want to pass the ball in the 50-50 opportunity where your teammate and the defender are running full speed at the ball. It's in soccer too. Playing football, you have to be tuned in, but if someone like Zero is open to get back, get him back. So, like, what's the, and again, questions I ask myself, like, what's the threshold? Is a 15-yard penalty worth it? Are you waiting for a clean hit and only a clean hit? What about a 10-yard penalty where you just like hit him downfield? Like, what's the threshold for getting back at Shaziz Shair? I don't even know how to say it. To me, a 15-yard penalty is almost worth it. I mean, the Jags are going to get penalties anyways. So why not tack on a 15-yarder, get the message across? These aren't the same old Jaguars. 70% runs and screens will make me happy this game, says Jay Griff. Breacher, you funny. Not really. Travis Hunter, anytime touchdown this week? I think I'm going to take an ETN anytime touchdown this week. But wouldn't hate that. Trevor's late on throws to BTJ, in my opinion. It's like he's not used to a wide receiver winning on his route as early as BTJ does. He has to hit BT coming out of his breaks because most likely open with one move. Yeah, Trevor and BTJ have never really had a connection. Like, they really haven't. They just, even back when they were playing together before he was hurt last year, they never had a connection. And then Mac Jones comes in, and for some reason, Mac Jones and BTJ had a connection. And in the preseason, they didn't. So I don't know. Body catches allow you to absorb hits easier, but the quarterback has to put it there. It wouldn't surprise me if BTJ plays less snaps on Sunday. Made alive? Sorry, I am late. Jag Dad, you don't have to apologize. Are you kidding me? If you're a dad, especially, listen, respect to you. I'm not a dad, but I can imagine being a dad is probably one of the toughest things you have to do. So if you can be a dad, I will take a back seat to that. Get here when you can get here. Just glad that you're here. There's no need for Trevor to let the route develop with BTJ. Just hit him when he's even with the DB. Mostly he 3 steps ahead of the DB. Woohoo, first comment. Wait, never mind. It's all right, Q. It's all right. It's all right. I made some more clips because people are going to not watch this show if I don't show clips. All right, here's a guy I really like on their defense. I don't even know how to say his name. Henry 2020 or something like that. Like, I really like him. Good player. He makes a good play here. I mean, he comes downhill. He's good against the run. Again, hits hard. These are the D'Amico Ryans players. You're going to see him at Mike linebacker here. So he's kind of like the Foye Aluakon player. He's going to just come right here. I think he comes to the A gap. He may come to the B gap. I can't really remember, but he's going to come in, make a play in the backfield. Although Bucky Irving had a decent day against the Texans, they can stop the run if you don't block. And this is kind of looks like a Liam Cohen scheme where they bring the tight end across the formation and try to seal block down, 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 and this seal. Like this should hit. But again, the Mike makes a good play here. Got to block it up. And I do trust the Jags, they will. Jaden Higgins, not T. Higgins, Jaden Higgins. It was a good play by the Texans. Is actually Jaden Higgins' only catch of the game. But good play. A little play action. Got everyone biting. Got Stroud out in space. I mean, this is what the Texans want to do. Is they want to get Stroud out in space. So hopefully we don't play an odd man front. When I say odd man front, that's 1, 2, 3. It's kind of like what we played back in the day with who was the D coordinator? Caldwell, with Mike Caldwell. We did the odd man front. This is just 3D linemen and then edge rushers. We don't do this anymore, but we do see Josh Allen and Trevon Walker standing up in this. Like this is a 7 technique, but we do see this a good amount. And you got to be able to just scrape down here and get the quarterback roll out, which doesn't happen. That's what they're going to want to do. Like if you see the Texans get big plays on the Jags, it's going to be a play like that, or it's going to be a play like this. Let me draw your attention to Texans' best player, Nico Collins, at the bottom of your screen. This is going to be the only other way I think the Texans move the ball against the Jags because we did see T. Higgins basically do this to us. So, yeah, we got to be ready for that. I mean, that's going to be how they beat us. Hopefully, there's Travis Hunter out there. Besides him, Jordan Lewis doesn't play on the outside, but great catch. So it's going to be one of those two plays for sure. This was Jaquavius Marks. Again, the receivers on these Texans team are crazy. You don't know who many of them are, but a good play here. Just a quick little out route. He's actually a running back, not a receiver. You're going to see him just release from the backfield and just do an out route. Again, this is what the Texans are trying to do. They're trying to get the ball out in space. Easy passes for Stroud. So be on the lookout, Jags linebackers. All right, I'm very backed up on comments, but that's okay. If we're up by 20, a 15-yarder is worth it. Okay, good point. Good point, Jay Griff. I think this will be Travis Hunter's time to shine. I hope so. The media asking Liam about shouting at Trevor is beyond funny, but I understand why, because Doug never shouted at Trevor, so it's a bit shocking to see that Sunday. So I said this on Club Jaguar last night, and if you didn't see the show, you can go on UCF Jaguars channel. We did a show last night, me, him, Jordan DeLugo. Me and Jordan kind of got into it early. It's not surprising. I was kind of defending BTJ a bit just because I feel like someone needs to. I mean, the guy didn't forget how to play football after 2 weeks. I'm sorry. But I said this on the show. How many times have us as fans wanted to, over Trevor's whole career, wanted to look at Trevor and say, hit the receiver in the freaking chest? Like, how many times have you wanted to say that to Trevor? I know I have a lot. So it was nice to look at a head coach, look at Trevor Lawrence and say, hit him in the freaking chest with the ball. That was great to see. It was again, that made me happy because I was like, you know what? I've been saying this for a long time. Glad someone can say it. Do you scheme some receivers away from those hits? You know football. Can you run other players up the middle and have BTJ run other routes better suited for him? Well, the thing is, you can, but if a defense gets paid to play football as well, and the reality of it is that somebody is going to be covered. So, like, if you look back at that play, he had a guy open in the flats. So the scheme that Liam Cohen is drawing up has a lot of different options. It's up to Trevor to take the option that isn't going to get his guy killed. Can you scheme BTJ specifically to not take those hits? You could, but then you would be eliminating all of the middle of the field routes. Your post, your dig, your in, your drag, your mesh, all of your skinny post, even your vertical to an extent. You're taking away a lot of the route tree if you wanted to do that, which may be what we have to do. But I like to think a guy of BTJ's caliber needs to have the entire route tree available to him, and it's up to Trevor to see BTJ running a post route into a middle of the field free safety and say, I'm actually not going to throw this ball. If that makes any sense. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This Houston game's got me worried. That defense might tear us up outside of Parker, Washington. I'm just curious to see our defense against Stroud. Tank Dell still gives me nightmares. So Tank Dell's injured, so that's good. Again, they're getting Christian Kirk back probably. They're getting Brenton Berrios, who I think is more popular on like social media because his like girlfriend is pretty popular on social media. I only know that. Don't ask me why I know that. But yeah, we'll see. Is it halftime already this game? And it's tied. That 11-point spread looking good. Hopefully Cohen dumbs down the plays somewhere. Won't be pre-snap. I don't know. I see what you're saying there, little big man, but golly, man, if you're I don't know if you can the only way you can dumb down pre-snap penalties is not have guys go in motion, not do shifts. We don't want that. We've seen that with Doug Peterson. And you don't go any hard count, which again, we don't want that either. So at some point, you're a professional football player. You should be able to pre-snap motion, you should be able to shift, you should be able to go on a hard count. Trevor's been late on his throw since before he came to the league. Yeah. All right, what else we got here? Jalen Petrie, who's injured, still a good player. Still a very good player. He's one. I mean, again, this Texas defense is good. You're going to see Jalen Petrie make a great pass defense here. He's actually, here's why I clipped this play. I kind of forgot, and I'm not going to lie. I forgot till I just played it. He's going to be in like man. He's going to show man. Like this is really good. This is really good defense. This is tricky. Like, I'm going to play it back. He's following this receiver in motion. So if you're Baker, you're thinking, all right, Jalen Petrie's manned up with this receiver, which is what happens 99.9% of the time. Watch it again. He's going to come into your screen here. He's going to put him in motion. Jalen Petrie is following him. If you're Baker, you're like, all right, like he is covering him in man coverage. Like, all right, like move him out of the formation. We're solid. This is how you confuse a quarterback pre-snap. Watch what Petrie does at the snap. I mean, it's lucky because the guy that he was supposed to cover is wide open. But he trusted his guy so much that he was able to blitz, get his hands up, and knock down the ball. Like, I thought that was impressive. And maybe I'm the only one, but I thought that was pretty impressive. Sheldon Rankings, not a name I thought I would say at the D tackle position. He's going to get a sack on Baker. So again, this is on their defense. I mean, everyone talks about Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, which rightfully so. I mean, they're good. They're good on the interior too. Anna Holding. Anna Holding. Will Anderson. Big boy Will Anderson. I think he comes right here from the 5-eye. I guess I'd call that a 5-eye. Oh, it was Fatu Kasi. I circled the wrong guy. How did I not recognize Fatu Kasi? He's coming in here from the 7 tech. If you're calling this the strength, some coaches would call this the 9 tech. Usually they're standing up. You call it a 9 tech. I'm not getting into semantics here. Whatever. I mean, they come to play. They come to play for sure. Yeah, that's their offense. We won't get into that quite yet. All right, I'm really backed up on comments. I apologize, guys. You know me. I do that, especially with the film breakdown. So I'm going to pick a random one and start from there. And we'll start from UCF Jaguar, who says, I'm all out of sorts. I wasn't expecting this live tonight. Well, listen, got to keep them on your toes. Got to keep them on their toes. Again, I don't know if I'm able to do a show tomorrow night. I probably will get home from work around 9:30, 10. So don't know. Glad UCF Jaguars here. BTJ was frustrated with the ball placement last year. If you go back and look at the games from last year, he often shook his head after the Trevor throws. Well, we were all shaking our heads after the Trevor throws. So can't blame him there. Do it wildly says, yeah. Then next lay, he hit BTJ in the chest and he dropped it. Next play. 100. Jason Trevor needs to be held accountable live during the game like pretty much anyone else. If you have a good culture demanding a job to be done. I was so proud of Liam for doing that. Is there no defense for the lack of effort BTJ showed on Sunday? Loggeman even said BTJ was dogging when he was run blocking too. I did hear that. I listened to that show today. And I didn't see the lack of effort, but it doesn't mean it wasn't there. Yeah, there's really no excuse for a lack of effort when you're in the NFL. Like, if you're like, all right, you get paid millions of dollars, he should have taken that hit. I don't know, man. I don't know if $1 million. Like, we pay him $1 million to catch the ball, right? Like the last play of when he dropped it. Like that's we're not paying him $1 million to get crushed. We are paying him millions of dollars to give effort. So like that's where I had difficulty expressing that, but that's what I meant. Is like there's some times where like just because he gets paid millions of dollars to take that hit. I posed this question to UCF Jaguar and Jordan, and neither one of them answered me. Would that catch been worth him being out for multiple games? Like if he does make that catch that he turned into an interception and he gets rocked and he's out for 4 or 5 games, is that catch worth it? It's not to me. I'd rather have the interception and BTJ healthy than a catch for 5 yards and BTJ out for 4 or 5 games. Not excusing the lack of effort, not excusing the drop he had at the end of the game, but he's not getting paid millions of dollars to get CTE. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. What's up, brother? Not much. Today was my chill day. I actually got off work a little early today. I was home by 5 p.m. Great day. I got to clean my house. I got to go to the gym. I got to look at some film of the Texans and the Bucks. Good day. Good day. I cannot complain. If Fatu Kasi plays the same as he did, run right after his fat ass. I love that. Remember, the Texans have big camp. Josh, Hines Allen, and Walker better eat this Sunday. I think he's a backup, though. That's what Jordan was saying last night. So I believe Jordan. I believe anything Jordan says. Love the Bortles jersey. Me too. Me too. My favorite Jaguar of all time. Favorite Jaguar of all time. Sue me. Don't care. This is why I'm worried that we lose this game. Trevor crumbles under the pressure in the worst way. We'll see. This is his chance not to, though, Timmy. Let's at least let him prove that this week. Sorry, we late. Don't say sorry. I'm glad you're here. Are you kidding me? Because we're going to roll right into the next clip, which is, I don't know why I labeled this run block. So let me take a look at the play so I can remember why I labeled this run block. I think it was poor run blocking, and I was right. Okay, let's go to the sideline clip. Bro, this dude right here, where is he? He might be the worst player on their team. I don't know who he is. Hold on. Oh yeah. They use him as like a fullback. I don't know if he's like a tight end or what he is. This dude might be the worst player on their team. Might be the absolute worst player on. Like, your job on this play is to run block. Watch 94. Watch this. This is great. Bam. Yeah, bring that intensity, Houston, please, when you run the ball against us. Please bring this effort when you run the ball against us. I would love that. I would just absolutely love that. I would just absolutely love that. This is the Texans getting beat on defense, I guess is why I clipped it. Ryan Miller's. Oh, yeah. Deep crosser. Okay. Deep crossing route. This is a Jaguar staple right here. This is something that the Jags will do. If Trevor has time, which I think he will, you can beat the Texans defense on these deep crossing routes. They got beat a bunch on this. I think this is the only play I clipped because by the time I realized it was a trend, I was like, I probably should clip this. So Ryan Miller, it's like a deep post. It's going to end up being like a deep crosser, wide open for a touchdown. Sorry to spoil it for y'all. So, I mean, you can beat them if you have time to throw. Notice how Baker does hang in there in the pocket a bit. Good protection, though. Yeah. We take those. Laken Tomlinson, who I don't know if he's going to start or not, because I did see that I know. I keep circling the wrong people. Because I did see that they were bringing a left guard back from healthy. I can't really remember it. I don't know much about him. But if they bring this, then I like our chances on the interior. Yeah, I'll take that all day. Like, please line up Laken Tomlinson across from Marik Armstead. I would be very, very happy about that. Yeah. This is Tyke Smith getting a sack for the Buccaneers. Oh, I didn't clip this from the sideline. Dang it. But again, something the Jags do a lot is they do this nickel blitz. I mean, they're blitzing a corner and a safety on this play. And this is a blitz. I mean, this is just, I love it. The Jags are going to send pressure. That's one thing that we know Campanelli does is he sends pressure. A little zone drop, a little double mug, zone drop. You got two linebackers here, and they're going to drop it, and I love that. A little double mug in the A gaps. Bam. RIP, former Jaguar running back, Dare Ungabalawe, or whatever his name is. Bam. Let's watch that again. I love big hits. Not on BTJ, though. Bam. Bam. Sorry, guys. You guys know me. All right. Let's see here. Texans D-line is spicy. I'm worried. Why are we treating BTJ like he's the same player as last year? Knew everything. He's got to reprove it. Okay. With the lack of effort, quote, from BTJ, then you go to your wide receiver, you spend an extra first-round pick on to step up and be the number one, BTJ be the two. Maybe they do. Preston Timms, why is BTJ even there? He's not T.O., Steve Smith Sr. He's a finesse deep threat. How many times did Randy catch 5 or 10-yard ends? Well said, Coach United. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All. Mr. Know-It-All, another guy that I've seen in the 1010XL chat. And tomorrow, I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna be in the chat tomorrow. So I know you will be in there. I'm gonna get in there. Respect that Bortles jersey. Bortles does not get enough respect. Thanks. It's my boy. These. I'm not kidding you. Probably my 3 favorite Jaguars of all time, and that's why they're on the wall. I really liked Jalen Ramsey until he went rogue on us. Like Jalen Ramsey was up there for me as my favorite Jaguar of all time. But obviously he went sour with me, just like he did everyone else. But these are the 3. These are the big 3 in my opinion. Bort, says Nolly Full Cab. We cannot lose this game. I've been beating the drum. Stroud is a fraud. He isn't anything remarkable. It's the dudes around him. Is Trayvon starting to be one of the most underrated players in the NFL? Yes. Yes. I loved it when the Texans got wrecked on that Christmas Day game against Baltimore. Do you think they are using Travis and BTJ in the right way? They're not big and physical like the Bucs receivers. Good points. Good points. I trust Liam Cohen to figure it out. I do. So it's only been 2 weeks. I feel like, and this is the kind of thought I had today when I was thinking about the Jags like I do all day, every day. I feel like we're just a little quick for judgment here. Like it's only been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. New coach, new GM, new OC, new DC. Half the roster is different. Let's not like jump to conclusions. Any Office Space fans out there? Jump to conclusions. Do not jump to conclusions on this team through 2 weeks. Like, let's just chill. We're 1-1. Should be 2-0. Like, I said this yesterday. If one of those things happened that didn't, Devin Lloyd's not called down. Johnny Brown catches the ball. Travis Hunter doesn't call pass interference. BTJ catches the ball. If any of those, one of those 4 things happen, we are spending all week talking about how the Jags are winning the Super Bowl, and none of these narratives are even there. So let's keep that in mind, and let's not freak out. Jason, worst case scenario, if we end up having yet another horrible season, put on your GM hat. What changes? Ooh, I don't love this question. It would depend on how the team goes south. Like what's causing us to have a horrible season. Because right now the defense is playing well. The O-line's playing well. The quarterback's playing good enough to win. It's the receivers not executing. You can't go out and get another receiver. I mean, you spent 2 first-round picks on him. Like, if anything, I think in my mind, worst case scenario for me is we finish like 500 or whatever the number is, not being even number of games. And I think the biggest need on our team right now is left tackle. So that's probably where I expect them to go in the offseason, is to either go out and sign a left tackle or draft one in the second round or trade up into the first round, get one, whatever they're going to do. BTJ is going to eat this Sunday, and everyone will be handing out apology letters. Ben, I hope you're right, and I'm with you. Bracket Nico all game and make CJ move the ball with the rookies. Their running backs are turning into dust. It's possible to their best offensive playmakers out of the game. The rookies have been okay at receiver, but like you're right. Bracket Nico. But if it were that easy, I mean, they probably would have bracketed Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase feasted on us. So, I don't know. Run the ball. Cohen, if we have success on the ground, throw as little as possible. Can't believe people wanted ETN gone. Well, he wasn't really that great last couple of years. Trade ETN. Okay, but he wasn't like this well. He wasn't this good last year. So you can't hate on us. Stroud sucks. That was a corner that smoked their running back like that. Yeah, I know. Dude, I'm telling you, they bring the heat. Tries to be the tough guy in the pocket. Y'all are overreacting about BTJ. I agree. Jason, I thought you were more of a Blaine Gabbert fan. Listen, Blaine Gabbert went on to win a Super Bowl. Yes, it was a backup. Blaine Gabbert ended up having a good career in the NFL. It wasn't Blaine Gabbert's fault he was drafted where he was drafted. I have no hate for Blaine Gabbert. And that team was terrible around him. Some of the worst Jaguar teams of all time were Blaine Gabbert played on. Ramsey, Fred, Big John Henderson. Again, I'm with you on Ramsey. I will defend Ramsey more than most people. But he did go sour there at the end. Big John was awesome, though. I'll give you that. And I mean, listen, I got a lot of guys that are in the honorary mention for my top 3, but I think if you ask me, these are my top 3. How long until Tootin becomes running back 1? I kind of talked about this the other day. If you give 3 carries that ETN got and you give them to Tootin last game, they're at a 50-50 split. So he's not far right now. Even as good as ETN's been playing, 3 carries ETN got. If you gave those 3 carries to Tootin, they were 50-50 split last game. They are not far right now apart. I'm ready to see Travis 90% on both sides. Me too, Cam. Me too. Jason, I thought you were more of a Blaine Gabbert guy. 52 and 3 are gone if I'm GM. I'm with you on 3. I only got to know 52 is. Not every play, but they had T2. Yeah, I know. And that's why I kind of paused when I talked about Jamar Chase. Come on, Jason. What about Brunell? I like Brunell. I coached with Brunell. I coached his kids. Great guy. Awesome player. Not my top 3. I'm sorry. Love Brunell. Great human. One of the nicest people on earth. I trust Cohen to figure out the best way to use them. Everything is new, and they're seeing a lot of this for the first time. Exactly. These run plays aren't that great. ETN and Tootin are doing well with the little they've been working with. I like the way they're designed. But maybe. I like a cocky, mean streak type of guy, though. Gladstone irks me, but his style isn't mine. I like Gladstone, but I don't know. Maybe it's because he's not Trent Baalke. Rayshawn Jenkins is one of my favorite. Okay. Running in that drop ball against the Cowboys. That was a great moment. I will give you that moment was great. I don't know if he'd be in my top 20, but everyone gets their own opinion. I thought Rayshawn Jenkins made up for a lot of his inability with opportunistic big plays, which, listen, if you're going to do it, that's the way to do it. So I'll give you that. Coyote, have you ever known there to be any situation in the NFL where a projected good receiver got hit with a hospital ball and never came back mentally? I can't think of one. But you hear players all the time talk about when they take a big hit, they weren't right for a while. Listen, I said this. This is where me and Jordan kind of got into it. And I'm not going to get into, like, I'll never say, like, you never played football, you wouldn't understand. I would never say that because I haven't played in the NFL. So what do I know? But if you've ever taken a big hit in football, you don't just get up the next play and forget about it. Oh, well, you didn't get paid millions of dollars. You still don't forget about it. Like when you take a big hit, they call it getting your bell rung for a reason. You ever rung a bell before? It doesn't just like stop resonating sound the second you stop. Like the sound resonates for a while. When you get hit hard, you think about it. I got lit up on kickoff coverage one time. Like kickoff coverage, I got lit up. I could not play kickoff coverage the same for like a couple of years. I'm just being honest with y'all. Like a couple of years, my head's on a swivel. I'm like, I am not getting hit like that again. And if that means I give 10% less effort, I am not getting hit like that again. And unless you've been hit like that, and again, I'm not trying to big time anybody, but unless you've been hit like that, you don't really know what I'm talking about. Yes, BTJ gets paid millions of dollars, but when you get hit, or if he's injured in the case of him being injured, like that sticks with you. So Antonio Brown. Yeah. Great pull. Great pull. Bro, we really haven't had two solid DTs since Stroud and Henderson. But to be fair, it's hard to get two. I'd say we've had solid DTs. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. This BTJ situation could be a disaster. Trying to build a winning culture with guys that love to ball. The players are watching how they handle. BTJ is not a locker room favorite at the moment, I'd bet. I like the turret Leftwich, but not top 10, 3 in quarterback rank. Didn't care for Bortles, to be honest. I didn't care for Leftwich, so anyone who beats the Cowboys is fine with me. Antonio, yeah. AB, yeah. Ears ringing. What's your overall game prediction? I think the Jags win by 10. And I know it's like that's a big amount in the NFL. I think the Jags are a better team. I think the Texans aren't as good as people think. And by people, I mean like national media. I know y'all kind of are with me. But I mean, if the Jags execute even a morsel last week, they win by 10. So should be 2 back-to-back 10-game wins, and I think they do it again this week. Not a wide receiver, but Reggie Bush was never the same after his hit. BTJ has a heart problem. I forgot who made the point, but they said they know BTJ is scared, so now they're going to play him even more physical, and I ain't even think about that. Especially with these Texans defensive players. They love to hit. Jalen Ramsey was a bell ringer. I remember him taking out Gronk in the AFC Championship game. Good point. Good point. Patriots fans hated Jalen Ramsey for that for a while. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for me, boys. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I'm going to try to get on tonight, but it'll probably just be me shooting the shit with y'all, and it'll probably be like 10 o'clock. So if you're around late, there's a chance I'll be on. Have your notifications on just in case I'm on. I might tweet, but I probably won't. I'll probably just pop on like I usually do. Appreciate y'all being here. I love all of you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for spending your time and night with me. Time is your most valuable resource. Don't forget that. It's more valuable than money, more valuable than anything else. So use your time wisely. And I really appreciate you spending it with me and talking Jags. Can't wait for the Texans game. If you're at the Texans game, shoot me a DM, and I will be bouncing around through tailgates in different parts of the stadium. You'll know where to find me. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I'll see you guys very soon. Until then, as always, go Jags.